Let us begin with the memory crisis, a period that felt like a fever dream for anyone trying to build a workstation. Between the years of 2013 and 2018, the world of random access memory became a playground for corporate greed and poor planning. You were the victim, looking for a simple 16-gigabyte kit, while the giants like Samsung, Hynix, and Micron were the puppeteers. They looked at the exploding smartphone market and decided that your desktop computer was a secondary concern. Every time a new flagship phone launched, the supply of memory chips for your motherboard vanished into the pockets of mobile giants. The manufacturers will tell you that scaling production is a slow, methodical process that requires billions of dollars in investment. They will claim that they simply could not keep up with the demand of the digital revolution. But from a satirical perspective, it looked more like a controlled drought, where the water was only turned on for those willing to pay a premium. By the time 2018 rolled around, prices had skyrocketed to nearly 400% of their original value. For the average user, the advice was simple but painful. Wait or pay the tax of progress. Years later, the cycle repeated itself as artificial intelligence began to dominate the global conversation. Large-scale servers and neural networks require massive amounts of high-bandwidth memory, leaving the home user at the bottom of the food chain once again. The tech companies are the villains here because they prioritize high-margin enterprise contracts over the loyal enthusiasts who built their brands. When you see RAM prices climbing, remember that your gaming rig is competing for resources with a data center that prints money for a trillion-dollar corporation. Your only defense is to buy during the lulls, never when the hype cycle is at its peak. While the RAM crisis was a slow burn of corporate strategy, the hard drive shortage of 2011 was a sudden strike from nature itself. Thailand, a nation that served as the primary manufacturing hub for the world's storage needs, was hit by devastating floods. Entire industrial parks were submerged under feet of water, and the production lines of giants like Western Digital were literally drowned. This wasn't a boardroom decision. It was a physical collapse of the supply chain that left the world gasping for storage space. The impact was immediate and brutal, as hard drive prices doubled or tripled overnight. Laptop manufacturers found themselves with thousands of chassis but no drives to put in them, leading to a global slowdown in mobile computing. Even after the water receded, the recovery was a grueling marathon of rebuilding clean rooms and recalibrating precision machinery. The market remained strained for months, teaching us a harsh lesson about the fragility of globalism. The tech companies used this disaster to consolidate their power and shift the market toward more expensive solid-state drives. While the flood was real, the slow return to normal pricing was often a calculated move to flush out old inventory and reset the baseline for consumer expectations. As a user, you learned that the cloud is actually just a building full of spinning metal disks located in a flood zone. The practical advice here is to diversify your backups and never rely on a single point of failure, whether it is a physical drive or a geographical region. Then came the era of the great graphics card heist between 2017 and 2018. This was the moment the GPU transitioned from a tool for rendering beautiful worlds into a shovel for the digital gold rush. Cryptocurrency miners discovered that the parallel processing power of a graphics card was perfect for solving the complex math required to mint coins. Suddenly, the shelves of every electronics store were stripped bare by people who didn't care about frame rates. They only cared about profit. The villain in this story is a two-headed beast, the opportunistic miners and the manufacturers who turned a blind eye to the destruction of their core market. Gamers, the very people who supported these brands for decades, were left in the cold, unable to find even a budget-level card. Prices for high-end models reached mythical levels, often selling for 3 times their suggested retail price on the secondary market. It was a dark time where performance-driven upgrades became a luxury reserved for the elite or the lucky. The manufacturers claimed they were doing everything they could to increase supply. Yet they launched mining-specific cards that had no video outputs, ensuring they could never be resold to gamers. This was a masterclass in market manipulation, designed to extract every cent of value from the crypto boom while leaving the gaming community with nothing. If you find yourself in the middle of a mining craze, the best move is to avoid the fear of missing out. Let the miners burn through their hardware, and wait for the inevitable crash, because when the bubble bursts, the used market becomes a graveyard of cheap, powerful components. Long before the crypto boom, there was a silent killer lurking inside our machines known as the Capacitor Plague. In the early 2000s, a flawed chemical formula for electrolytic capacitors was stolen and spread throughout the industry. These small components are responsible for stabilizing the flow of electricity on motherboards and power supplies. Because the formula was missing a key ingredient to prevent gas buildup, the capacitors would eventually swell, leak, and explode, rendering expensive hardware useless. This was a nightmare for reliability and a massive blow to consumer trust. Manufacturers like Dell and Apple were forced to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to replace failing hardware in a desperate attempt to save their reputations. The victim was the everyday user who woke up one morning to a computer that simply refused to turn on, all because of a tiny leaking component. It was a stark reminder that even the most advanced system is only as strong as its weakest link. The lesson from the capacitor plague is one of vigilance and quality control. Tech companies will often cut corners on the invisible parts of a build to save a few pennies per unit. As a user, you should never skimp on the parts that deliver power. Always look for high-quality, Japanese-made capacitors in your power supplies and motherboards. It might cost a little more upfront, but it is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy against the silent death of your hardware. Fast forward to the years of 2020 and 2021, where we encountered a shortage of the most humble component, the power supply unit. While everyone was focused on the lack of chips, the heart of the PC was becoming a bottleneck. The pandemic had disrupted global shipping lanes, and the resurgence of crypto mining meant that high-wattage units were being bought in bulk to power massive mining rigs. Simultaneously, the new generation of graphics cards became power-hungry monsters, demanding more juice than ever before. Imagine finally securing a high-end graphics card after months of searching, only to realize you can't find a power supply capable of running it. This was the reality for many builders during this period. The supply chain for copper and heavy components was stretched thin, and the just-in-time manufacturing model collapsed under the weight of global lockdowns. The humble PSU, often an afterthought in most builds, suddenly became the most sought-after item on the list. The villain here is the lack of foresight in global logistics. When the world stopped moving, the machines stopped being built. For the user, the takeaway is that a system is a balanced ecosystem. If you are planning an upgrade, you must look at the total power draw and the availability of support components. Don't wait until the last minute to buy your power supply, as it is often the first thing to disappear when the supply chain feels a chill. This leads us to the grand finale of hardware disasters, the global silicon chip shortage between 2020 and 2023. This was a tech meltdown of biblical proportions that affected everything from your microwave to your luxury SUV. As the world moved to remote work and online learning, the demand for laptops and tablets exploded. At the same time, factory closures and shipping delays created a perfect storm of scarcity. Building a new chip fabrication facility is not something you do in a weekend. It requires $10 billion in 5 years of preparation. Because of this, the manufacturers could not simply turn up the production to meet the surge. Every industry was fighting for the same limited pool of silicon wafers. The automotive industry, which had canceled its orders at the start of the pandemic, found itself at the back of the line, leading to car lots filled with unfinished vehicles. In this scenario, the user was caught in a crossfire of global proportions. Prices rose across the board and shipping times moved from days to months. The tech companies played a game of survival, prioritizing the most expensive high-margin chips and leaving the budget market to rot. This period taught us that our modern life is built on a foundation of sand, or more accurately, silicon. The advice for surviving a global shortage is to maintain your current hardware for as long as possible. Learn to repair, clean, and optimize what you have, because the next crisis is always just one geopolitical event or natural disaster away. When we look back at these decades of chaos, a clear pattern emerges. Hardware shortages are not bugs in the system, they are features of a global economy that prioritizes efficiency over resilience. Whether it is a flood in Thailand, a crypto boom in China, or a pandemic in Europe, the result is always the same. The supply chain breaks, the prices spike, and the consumer is left holding the bill. Stability in the tech world is an illusion, a temporary state between two crises. The tech companies act the way they do because they are beholden to shareholders, not to you. They will always chase the highest profit margin, even if it means leaving their most loyal customers in the dirt. They are the villains of the story only because they have the power and we have the need, but you don't have to be the victim. By understanding these cycles, you can learn to navigate the market with the cold precision of a veteran. Practical wisdom tells us to buy when others are fearful and to hold when others are greedy. Don't buy a new GPU at the height of a mining boom. Don't wait for your hard drive to fail before buying a backup. And most importantly, don't assume that because something is available today, it will be there tomorrow. The history of PC building is a history of scarcity, and those who ignore the past are doomed to overpay for the future. We live in an age of miracles, where we can carry the sum of human knowledge in our pockets, yet that entire infrastructure is incredibly fragile. Each stick of RAM and every silicon wafer is a testament to human ingenuity and, simultaneously, a reminder of our vulnerability. The next crisis might be a drought affecting cooling water for fabs, or a trade war that cuts off the supply of rare earth metals. Whatever it is, the formula will remain the same. As you look at your own computer, realize that it is more than just a tool. It is a collection of components that survived floods, economic shifts, and global shortages to reach your desk. Treat it with the respect it deserves. Clean the dust out of the filters, replace the thermopaste, and don't be so quick to toss it aside for the next shiny thing. The most sustainable and cost-effective piece of hardware is the one you already own and maintain. If you have ever been burned by a sudden price spike or a part that failed during a shortage, share your story in the comments below. We want to hear about the times you had to get creative or the deals you managed to snag before the world went crazy. Your experiences help others learn how to navigate this volatile market. Does the constant cycle of shortages make you lose faith in tech brands, or do you see it as just another part of the game? In the end, the real constant is change. The technology will get faster, the chips will get smaller, but the human elements of greed, bad luck, and poor planning will always be with us. If you found value in this deep dive into the history of hardware crises, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more uninhibited looks at the world of technology. Knowledge is the only component that never goes out of stock.